2 weeks ago, I had the incredible opportunity to get to set sail on the newest ship in Disney Cruise Line's fleet, the Disney Treasure, which set sail on its maiden voyage in December of 2024. I originally booked this cruise in December of 2024, following all the hype and media from the ship's inaugural sailings. So, I was extremely excited to get to check out this ship for myself, but I was still a little concerned that it wouldn't be as good as it was when it first set sail in December. All the media and hype for the ship really intrigued me and is what got me to book a cruise on this incredible ship. Things like the Haunted Mansion parlor seemed like a must do for me, and it really convinced me that I had to check out this cruise ship. So today, I want to talk about my experience and thoughts on the Disney Treasure and discuss if it still lives up to the hype that was set for it 8 months after its original debut. So let's get this party started. Before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to both Pirate Stardust and Ducky Contour 4023 for getting the keyword in the last video. Find the keyword in this video and you'll get a shout out in the next video. So my cruise on the Disney Treasure was from July 26th through August 2nd of 2025. So it was a 7-night cruise and we went to Jamaica, Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and to Disney's Castaway Cay. A little bit of background about me is that this was my 6th cruise with Disney. I've gotten to experience the Dream, Fantasy, Wish, and now Treasure. So the Disney Treasure is themed to adventure, with the Grand Hall on this ship being themed to Aladdin. And it's honestly my favorite Grand Hall or atrium on any Disney ship. It's beautiful and it really feels like Agrabah. Every morning I would wake up at around 6 or 7 o'clock, get a coconut caramel latte, and head into the Grand Hall and just enjoy this incredible space. The Grand Hall really is the heart of the Disney Treasure and is what connects everything together in this incredible vessel. And of course, you have Aladdin and Jasmine as this ship's atrium statue. So the Disney Treasure is a sister ship to Disney Wish, which means that it shares the same ship layout. But the Disney Treasure has different interior theming and has some different spaces, so I really want to emphasize those changes in today's video. So the first big change that I want to talk about is the addition of the Haunted Mansion parlor, which takes the space of the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge from the Disney Wish. The Haunted Mansion parlor is an absolute must-see on the Disney Treasure. As a huge Disney Parks fan, this space just made me so excited and had me freaking out over every little detail here and there. It was by far one of the most popular spaces on the ship, and a lot of the non-alcoholic beverages were actually really enjoyable, which is something that I honestly wasn't expecting. The Haunted Mansion parlor absolutely blew me away, and I have a feeling it was a highlight of the ship for a lot of people that were experiencing it. It truly immersed you in one of the most iconic Disney park attractions of all time, and honestly made me want to go right over to Magic Kingdom the second I got off the ship and ride the Haunted Mansion. Moving from the Haunted Mansion parlor, we have another Disney park inspired space, which is Skipper Society, which is themed to the Jungle Cruise. Now, this was another one of my favorite places on the ship. I absolutely loved coming over here early in the morning and just kind of walking around and enjoying all the little details I could find. The team that worked on Skipper Society hid so many little references to Disney around the entire space, whether it be a letter from Walt Disney, a buoy with the whole number of the Disney Treasure, or 2 paddles that had 55 and 71 on them, which references Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Skipper Society was such an awesome location on the Disney Treasure and is something that I would recommend dedicating a good amount of time to exploring. There's just so much detail and so many references in this one space that it can truly take you a good 30 minutes to find everything. And if you have the option to, get the waffles. They're so good. Another great location on the ship was the Scat Cat Lounge, which is a piano lounge that takes the place of Nightingale's from the Disney Wish. Scat Cat Lounge is a really well-themed location on the ship, which is themed to the Aristocats, and it actually has a walk-up bar over in the Grand Hall of the ship, which is something that Nightingale's from Disney Wish does not have. Now, as you can see, the interior theming is totally different from Nightingale's, this time being way more jazzy and Aristocats themed than the elegant Nightingales. Periscope Pub is another original space for the Disney Treasurer, taking over Keg and Compass from the Disney Wish. Periscope Pub is themed to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and is the main pub for the Disney Treasure. This place can get really busy when there's big sporting events going on, but when there's not really big sporting events going on, and if you go in earlier in the day, it can be one of the most relaxing spaces on the entire ship. I seriously enjoyed just walking in here and taking a couple of moments to just relax and have some time to myself. The Treasure also has a 2-story entertainment space just like the Wish. Here it's called Sarabi instead of Luna, and it's Lion King themed over here. And I kind of like Sarabi a little bit more than Luna with its little subtle Lion King theming. Now when it comes to main dining restaurants, the Disney Treasure features 3 restaurants: 1923, World of Marvel, and Plaza de Coco. Now, 1923 and Worlds of Marvel are both found on the Disney Wish. Worlds of Marvel does actually feature a new show, but Plaza de Coco is all new. Coco was my favorite restaurant on the Disney Treasure. It was the same style as Arendelle from the Disney Wish, even utilizing the exact same layout, but I enjoyed the theming in Coco and the entertainment more here as well. It truly was an emotional story, specifically Night 2 when Miguel reunited with his dead family. It truly was an emotional night that made me realize the importance of family. As you can see from this video here, I got extremely lucky with my seating in this restaurant, being put in the front row, which gave me an incredible spot to watch and also to film this show. Now that's obviously not guaranteed for every cruise, and the fact that we stayed concierge may have something to do with our seating for the restaurant. The food here was also great. It was honestly my favorite menu of the 3 rotational dining venues. It had great appetizers, entrees, and desserts, creating just such a great dining experience with some great food and a great show. Coco is honestly a night of dinner that I would not recommend skipping out on. Of course, I know that things come up and you might have a reservation at Palo or Enchante, but I would maybe recommend moving them over to a different night if you find out that this restaurant's going to interfere with them. I know that having a front row seat isn't the most common thing ever and is pretty rare, but even with a seat towards the back, it would still be an amazing experience. The second rotational dining restaurant is Worlds of Marvel, which unfortunately I don't have that much footage of. Now, Worlds of Marvel is also found on the Disney Wish, but different from the Disney Wish is that you get to dine here at least 2 times, 3 times if you're here on Pirate Night. Now, Worlds of Marvel on the Disney Treasure has 2 different shows. The first one is the Quantum Encounter, which is also found on the Disney Wish, but they also have the Groot Remix, which is exclusive to the Disney Treasure. This version will also be found on the Disney Destiny when she sets sail in November. I really enjoyed this new version of Worlds of Marvel. I thought it was a lot of fun to get to answer some trivia questions with my family, which we totally rocked at. The new show was a lot of fun, and honestly, I preferred it over the original Quantum Encounter. The third rotational dining restaurant is 1923, which has some great food and some really fun Disney artifacts. This restaurant is also found on the Disney Wish and is such an incredible place to eat at. Alright, so now that we've talked about dining on the Disney Treasure, I want to move the focus over to the entertainment found on the ship, specifically that found in the Walt Disney Theater. Arguably the biggest show on the Disney Treasure is Disney The Tale of Moana, which is a Broadway-style retelling of Disney's now iconic movie, Moana. Disney The Tale of Moana was honestly incredible. I got a chance to see it 2 times during my voyage as I really wanted to figure out if this show really was going to be my favorite Disney Cruise Line show. I got to see it during a matinee performance earlier in the day and then at 8:30 p.m. for my second viewing, and this show was just fantastic. There was so much love, care, and passion by every single performer in this show. You can tell they all cared so deeply about it. One of my favorite things about this show was the set design. As somebody who's very familiar with technical theater, this set blew me away in every way possible. The way it was able to transform and really tell a story through simple scenic design just was absolutely incredible and was something that stuck with me throughout the entire performance. The show really utilized all the new aspects of the Disney Treasure, specifically projection mapping, to really immerse us in this story. There was a really fun moment in the song Warrior Face where Moana and Maui jumped into the realm of the monsters, and projection sequences showed us falling down with them, which really helped to tell the story. Now, if you're not familiar with this show, what I just said previously may have confused you a little bit because there's not a song called Warrior Face in the movie Moana. Well, Warrior Face was actually a song originally intended for the movie that was cut later in development, but Disney Cruise Line brought the song back for Disney to Tale and Moana, and honestly, this song is one of my favorite parts of the entire show. And if you haven't heard already from other people who have seen this show, Disney A Tale of Moana features one of the most jaw-dropping finales in any Disney show that I've ever seen. You really have to see it to believe it. This show was extremely popular on our voyage, with people lining up over an hour before it began. Again, as I stated previously in this video, I was lucky enough to sail concierge for this voyage, and concierge guests actually get special seating for the live stage shows in the Walt Disney Theater. So we got to be the first ones inside of the theater. Now, with that, I was able to sit in the front row for my first showing and sat right in the middle for my second showing. I know that's not something that everyone's going to get the chance to do, but it is something I wanted to put out there as that may have impacted my enjoyment of the show. I really enjoyed seeing it in the front row as you could really get to enjoy the set and the characters' facial expressions. But yeah, Disney A Tale of Moana was absolutely incredible and is a show that I still think about to this day. Moana combined with Beauty and the Beast and Seas the Adventure create what is in my opinion the best collection of live stage shows in the entire Disney Cruise Line fleet. All three shows are great and are all worth seeing. So now I want to talk about how the upper deck situation is over on the Disney Treasure. So I prefer the upper decks over on the Wish class ships over to the other ships in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. I like having more but smaller pools spread around these upper decks versus a couple of larger pools. In addition, I also really enjoy the Aquamouse. I think it's a fun attraction, and it's something that I've always enjoyed doing since the Wish came out in 2022. Slidosaurus Rex is also a blast of a slide and is a lot better than the Mickey slide found on the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy, and is more in line with what you can find on the Magic and the Wonder. So now I want to talk about the concierge experience on the Disney Treasure, which is something that I haven't seen talked about a lot on YouTube, so it's going to be nice to have some information out about it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot in terms of footage of the lounge, as I didn't want to be disruptive to other people enjoying some time in a nice quiet concierge lounge. So I've been lucky enough to sail concierge on Disney Cruise Line a couple of times, and the thing that keeps me coming back are the crew members. The concierge crew members are some of the best on the entire fleet. These people truly care about the guests and want to give you the best experience that you can possibly have. The concierge team will literally be able to help you out with anything that you could need throughout your entire voyage. Even before your voyage begins, they can help you book certain activities and excursions. On board the ship, they'll learn your names and start really becoming a part of your family throughout your cruise. These people are honestly incredible, and they're the reason why so many people love to sail concierge. The concierge team truly makes this experience worth it if you're looking into doing it. Concierge guests get first dibs on any excursions and onboard activities, meaning that you have a significant advantage over any other guests, including Pearl Castaway Club members. I actually got to finally experience a Castaway Cay Cabana because of concierge. Some of the other concierge perks include priority boarding, so be the first ones on board the ship, complimentary popcorn, priority seating for the shows in the Walt Disney Theater, priority access to your rooms on your embarkation day, all the incredible food in the lounge, the private sun deck, and of course, priority disembarkation on the day you leave the ship. Disembarkation day is always a madhouse, so being able to get off first is so great. So now that I've discussed the highlights of the Disney Treasure and what I really enjoyed experiencing during my cruise, I want to talk about if the ship still holds up 9 months later, as the ship first set sail in December and now it's September. A lot of that free Castaway Club inaugural sailings merch is gone, so we are definitely getting past the inaugural season for the Treasure. With all the high quality offerings on the ship, I think it still holds up after the whole media day and all the fancy first sailings. I really think this ship is a high quality product and perfectly stands in line with the rest of the Disney Cruise Line fleet. I've gotten the chance to sail on the Disney Wish, Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy, and now the Treasure. No, I've not done the original 2 ships, and I will get to them at some point in my life. But this ship is now my new favorite ship in the entire fleet, of the ones I've experienced. I think that the spaces on board are so high quality, the entertainment is incredible, and it just has a vibe that I enjoy so much. To me, it seems like there was a conscious effort to deliver immersive experiences throughout the entire ship, and it really shows when you're experiencing it. Everything has a story, and everything is trying to immerse you in some incredible stories, and as a guest, it's so fun to get to experience them. Haunted Mansion Parlor is one of my favorite spaces that Disney has ever done, and you can only experience it at sea. That's just one of the many amazing things that this ship has, and they all tell individual stories that can connect together at the end for one unique vacation. I enjoy a lot of the Treasure exclusive spaces more than the Wish exclusive spaces. I really enjoyed the Coco dinner show more than the Frozen dinner show. Yes, it might be because of some personal preference, as I enjoy Coco more as a movie than Frozen, but I enjoyed the atmosphere, food, and entertainment more in Coco. I'm not saying that Frozen is bad by any means. I thought it was one of the highlights of the Disney Wish, but I thought that Coco was just such an incredible example of how different this ship is, and how for some people it might be better than the Wish for them. That's what I absolutely love about the Treasure and the Wish, is that although these are 2 sister ships, they're so incredibly different. Disney took the opportunity to create totally different spaces that make you want to experience all the different ships. It's what has me so excited about the Disney Destiny and the future Wish class ship to come out in a couple of years. My experience on the Treasure was by no means perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. But it was very close to being perfect. I thought every single inch of this ship was thought so thoroughly. Every single story was told so well. I just felt immersed in the best way possible. It's difficult to make immersive experiences on cruise ships, but Disney did it here. I felt immersed in Santa Cecilia or immersed in the Haunted Mansion. Even though I knew I was on a cruise ship, I still felt like I was experiencing these new stories that I'd never experienced before in these new places. So, you may be wondering if I think the Disney Treasure still holds up. Well, you probably know my answer at this point in the video. Yes, I 100% think the Disney Treasure still holds up 9 months after it first set sail. The ship is incredible in every way, shape, and form, and everything that you saw about the ship when it first set sail was 100% true. The ship is just as incredible as it was made out to be, and I 100% recommend taking a trip aboard the Disney Treasure. Thank you so much for watching this video all about the Disney Treasure and my personal opinions about the ship. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content just like this. Leave the keyword Aladdin down in the comments section for a shout out in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all real soon.